Hi guys, I'm back and I'm going to be making some scones today, and here's all the ingredients you're going to need and how much of it you're going to need as well. They're quite easy, they're quick and they're really delicious. I've been inspired by my trip to Cornwall and a new subscriber, Simone from Australia. Simone also reminded me it was the King's birthday, so why not? Let's make some scones. This is all you really need to make the scones: a scales, measuring cup, spoon, greaseproof paper, rolling pin, a cutter, a bowl and a sieve. I started out by just sieving the flour, getting all the lumps out. It's been really nice chatting to you the last few days. I've been chatting to a few subscribers and they've just had the most lovely comments, so thank you. It's always nice hearing nice stuff. It's nice hearing positive stuff, and it's always interesting knowing where you're from as well. I can't believe that people are watching me in Australia. So please, if you're commenting and everything, tell me where you're from, tell me where you're watching from. It's always interesting to know, it's nice to know. Now I'm going to add the butter and the salt to the flour and then rub it through my fingers, and then it's just going to look like breadcrumbs at the end. I used to make scones all the time with my grandma when I was younger, and I used to make cakes, all sorts of things. And then I haven't made them in years, and then when it come to lockdown I just started making them. I don't know why, but they're so easy and quick to make. It's not really that messy either, so as messy as you make it. This video is a bit longer than some of my other videos just because I wanted to show you making it in real time so you knew how quick, simple and easy it was. In this recipe I'm going to use raisins instead of sultanas, just because I already had them and I think I prefer them to sultanas in scones. But you can add what you want. You can make them cheese scones, or you can put cherries in them. I like cherry scones, I've had them before. Put what you want in them, or you can make them plain. You don't need raisins or anything. But I just chose to add raisins to mine. So now I'm going to add the sugar, raisins and milk, and I'm going to mix it up. But don't forget, you don't have to add raisins, you can have them plain or add what you like to them. I don't have a normal wooden cake spoon, so I'm just going to use a normal metal tablespoon to stir everything in. I need to remember to get one of them, I'll probably forget after this as well. If you need to add a little bit more milk in the end, if it's not moist enough, the mix, just remember you can add some more milk. I batch made a lot of these before I went on holiday for my mum, and I had to add a little bit more milk to the mix. Once your mix is ready, lightly flour a surface and then put your mix on there and roll it out. I've just used my chopping board rather than the countertop. If you want to use a chopping board or the countertop, it's up to you. And then if your mix is a bit too moist, just add a bit more flour to the surface you're using, and then it won't be as sticky anymore. In a minute you'll just see that I'm moving the camera just so you can see a little bit better. I should have just put it in a better place so I wouldn't have to move it. Sorry about that. So when your mix is all ready and it's rolled out and ready to go, you just get your cutter and just cut out some scones. You want to make sure the mix is quite thick, because otherwise they do rise, but they're really thin, so when you try and cut them, they're just going to be very small or they're going to break. So I'd say you need them 2 or 3 centimetres thick probably. They do rise, but if you do them too thin, it's just not going to work when you try cutting them. And if you want to use a different size cutter you can. I'm just using like a regular size cutter, but you can make them smaller, you can make them bigger. Obviously the smaller they are, the more scones you're going to get, but you've got to make sure they're a bit chunkier too so they cut properly. I ended up rolling the mixture out twice just to make sure it was thick enough, because I've made that mistake before. I just didn't want to make the mistake again. So once you're ready, just start cutting out the scones. I'll start near the edges so you can get the most out of your mix. So in a minute you'll see that's how you need them quite thick. And then once you've done, just leave them to one side and start cutting again, and just cut near the edge. And then keep cutting the mix till you can't cut it anymore, and just roll it up into a ball and then roll it out again, and then cut as many as you can out of what's left. You're always going to have, the last one's always going to look a bit dodgier than the others, just because you're trying to make do with what mix is left. So I've cut what I can out of that mix, so I'm just going to roll it up into a ball now, what's left, and then roll it out and then cut what I can out of that. And because I couldn't get 2 scones out of that last bit, I'm just rolling it up into a ball again, and I'm going to roll it out again and make another one. So this one's going to look a bit dodgy because I'm just using up what's left now. Just trying to make another scone. So as you can see, it's not perfect. I'm just trying to make it all look a bit better. It's still going to taste the same, it's just going to look a little bit different from the others. And then once the scones are ready, put them on a greased oven tray, or put some greaseproof paper, oven-proof paper down. And then I'm just adding a little bit of milk on them so they golden up a little bit. It is optional, you don't have to do it. The amount of times I've forgotten to put something on the top of them and they've turned out great still. It doesn't make much of a difference. But this time I remembered, so I thought I'd do it. Just got to put a little bit in a cup or something, and I didn't have a brush or anything to put it on with, so I just used my hand. And then when they're done, just put them in the prelit oven for 12 to 15 minutes. Towards the end, just keep an eye on them just to make sure they don't overcook. That's what I do. And then out comes your lovely scones. And then here's the finished scones all ready to eat, with jam, strawberries and clotted cream. They're really quick, easy, simple to make, and they're super delicious. I hope you give them a go. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you on the next video.